Hi class, how are we doing? I did my project on Voodoo in New Orleans, specifically at Bloody Mary's Haunted Museum and Voodoo Shop in the French Quarter. Um, Something to note here is how absolutely maximalist it is. Plenty of dolls and figures to go around. Um, so going over kind of where voodoo came from, it began with um, West Africans who were brought here, um, and their religious practices merged with the local Catholics, and then it was further bolstered by Haitians fleeing the 1791 slave revolt. One thing to note is that there is one God, but it does not interfere in daily life. Spirits known as Loa do. They are the ones that interact with uh, everyday people, and they're the ones that are supposed to serve in exchange for offerings and rituals. A lot of these offerings can be grist bags, dolls. We see a lot of dolls, herbs, and altars dedicated to them, like the one pictured here. Some common rituals include dancing, music, chanting, readings, such as tarot card readings or spiritual baths, prayer, and personal or group ceremonies to the spirits. Something to note is the most famous voodoo queen, Mary Laveau. She was a devout Catholic, and she lived in the French Quarter on St. Anne Street. Many people of all different backgrounds stopped to ask her for help all hours of the day. Her tomb is sealed from the public in St. Louis Cemetery, and she was just a wonderful woman who adopted children, fed the hungry, nursed the sick, particularly during the yellow fever epidemic. Something I noticed about voodoo was how it has been totally misrepresented by the media, because it is a very positive and helpful practice as opposed to being one that is malicious or harmful as it is presented in media. It is a religious and or spiritual practice, not just a type of magic, and it is still regularly practiced by people in New Orleans and West Africa to this day, although they are different types. Voodoo matters because it is a testament to the resilience and the survival of an African tradition that is said to bridge the gap between the physical and spiritual world. It is so important to preserve and support in the New Orleans community, and it should be celebrated and studied as opposed to being feared. Thank you for listening.